Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. Welcome to a vlog style Q&A. Okay, truthfully, I'm leaving for Korea in like an hour and a half, and I'm trying to get some stuff filmed before I go so that I edit on the plane. So what we're gonna do in this video is I'm gonna finish packing because I'm leaving soon and I have to pack all of my toiletries and just like final things, but I still want to film this video, so I thought it would be kind of fun to do like a ending of the pack with me while answering your questions. Okay, let me get the questions. I only have 2 screens worth too because I put this on my Instagram when I think when I was in New York, hoping that I would get that second video out for this Q&A. And obviously that didn't end up happening, but I still want to film this and answer your questions just because they're more in real time, and I feel like a lot of my vlogs, like I just give you like little snippets, like 1 to 2 minute times where I'm talking about stuff. So I love Q&As for this reason. I feel like I can just talk the entire time and say as much or as little as I want, and hopefully you guys feel a little bit more caught up and a little bit closer to me. But I will say the eye contact is not going to be that good because I'm going to be like running around and filming stuff. I'll try my best though, so hopefully you guys have this on in the background as you're working or just doing chores or doing whatever you're doing today, and I hope we can spend this time together. I'm probably in Korea by the time you guys are seeing this. I'm just trying my best to have some stuff ready only because I have a 14-hour flight ahead of me. So okay, let's get started. What made you want to start documenting your life? Was it scary to start? So if you guys are new subscribers, I actually started my channel in 2020. 2020 was like, you know, the year of not seeing people that summer because of the pandemic and everything. So I had just such a long period of time where I wasn't seeing people or doing anything other than my roommate at the time. And then one of my best friends, Jerry, at the time, we were watching YouTube and he was like, why don't you just do this? Like you could do this so much better than like what we're watching right now. And I was like, He knew that I'd always wanted to start my own channel. I was always someone that like just preferred watching YouTube over TV. Like I was never really someone that always had the TV on in the background. It was like YouTube if anything. And I was that person in high school watching all of the makeup tutorials, and I was like obsessed with makeup at the time. Like, and so yeah, that was part of it. Like I was just someone that always had consumed YouTube and wanted to start my own channel. But I do think that like removing myself as being a YouTuber, I think everybody likes documenting their life. If you're on social media at all, whether it's through stories or your own feed posts, like everybody is their own influencer and everybody is documenting their life in some way, shape, or form. Social media has evolved to include like marketing and advertising and brand deals and stuff. But in the end, if you just have an Instagram at all, you are your own influencer and you are documenting your life too. So I think it's just a matter of like what form of documentation you want to have. And for me, I had just always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I've always liked watching videos, so that's kind of how I knew I wanted to start something. But of course, like everybody else, I was scared because I just was afraid of what people would think of me. Are they gonna judge me? Are they gonna think I'm stupid? And then I realized, like, even if they do, who cares? Like, it's not their life, and like if someone judges me for something that I want to do, then like maybe they just weren't someone that should be in my life anyways. So that was kind of like the mentality that I feel like I had when it came to starting my YouTube channel. I was really scared, but I had friends who believed in me, and ultimately I think it was like that support that made me feel comfortable enough to even start documenting my life in video form. And the brand deals and stuff that have come along the way have been such a blessing because it allows me to support myself and my fiance in some way, shape, or form. But in the end, I just like really fell in love with the actual process of making videos at all. So that's like my whole kind of story in terms of like how I got started, what made me even want to start my YouTube channel or documenting my life, and if it was scary. Once I started, I just kind of didn't go back because I was like, it was like an area of my life where I felt like I was taking control and I was doing something for myself, not doing something because of the fear of someone else judging me. It was just something that I'd always wanted to do. And sometimes I think when you're scared to start something new, you just have to simplify it and say like, why not? So that's my long-winded answer to that. Also, let me say, packing for a trip is so hard. This is like why I don't like traveling. I hate packing. It's just like the worst. I have to like condense everything into a suitcase. Oh yeah, Kindle tours / recent reads. So the most recent book that I read was The Ministry of Time, and I like really did not like that book at all. It just wasn't my style. And it was, even so, it was so slow. I only read it because I saw it on some like TikTok favorite reads of 2024, and then I looked it up on Fable, and it was like Barack Obama's like favorite book, one of his favorite books, and I was like, oh cool, like this must be a really good book. And then I read it and I was like, it's literally so slow, it wasn't getting any faster, and at that point like I hated the way that it was told too. The writing style was just also like really not for me. So yeah, I did not love that book, and so I've been kind of in a slump ever since. Like I finished that book in Jamaica. Like I haven't really been wanting to read anything. I've been trying. So I downloaded Talking at Night by Claire Deverly because I had gotten off the waitlist on Libby. So I have that downloaded, and then I just downloaded One Day. That's a book that was like already available. There was no waitlist on Libby, so I downloaded that. And then I'm also bringing Fourth Wing, like my hard copy, because I want to read that on the plane. I just think if I'm gonna read a really long book like Fourth Wing, I like need to be trapped because I'm so busy and I don't prioritize reading too much that I think like I would kind of miss out on the experience if I read Fourth Wing at like the pace that I read A Court of Wings and Ruin, which like objectively was a really good book. It just took me like 2 months to read it because it was so long back in 2023 that I was like, I don't really, or 2024, I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I think I did. It just like took me so long to read because I wasn't sitting down for like 12 hours, you know? And then we'll just go from there for my TBR. But those are my 3 upcoming books. How do you accomplish habits and accomplish things like half marathons? Okay, I think this is like an interesting question because, and I feel like I get questions like this all the time, like, how do you do so much all the time? And I feel like I've answered this maybe in the last Q&A, but I think it's a combination of me just being like naturally a really productive person, and not productive in like a better way, but just like I can't sit still a lot of the time. Like, that's why I like going on all-inclusive vacations. It's like forced time where I have to do nothing. But other than that, like it's really hard for me to do nothing. I'm either editing, working, having social plans, like hanging out with people. And that's why like making goals, like doing stuff by myself is really, really hard for me to do because I just feel like I have more things to do. Like I have so many things that I want to accomplish, whether it's like in a day or in a year. And if you guys watch my Plan With Me videos, then you know I'm a very, very planned out person. Like I have a lot of things that I envision I want to do each year. So I think it's just a personality thing overall. So if you ask this question because you're looking for inspiration, just know that like I think this is just part of my personality. Let me turn on this light. Oh, that's way better. And then the physically hard things like half marathons and a full marathon and everything, like I've just always enjoyed exercise and working out. And I think especially as I'm working a full-time job, I just want to make sure I'm like taking care of myself and being healthy. I feel like being healthy and active with my body is hopefully a way that I can like live longer in my life in the long run. So that's why I really enjoy working out just in general. And because of my personality of like always wanting to accomplish things and do things, I like a good challenge. That's kind of how I picked up long distance running. And I think that's why a lot of people in the last 2 years have picked up long distance running. It's just like such a straight line linear challenge of like, if you can run 1 more mile the next day, then like you did that, you know? I just think it's like so much more satisfying than like being on a health journey where maybe you like want to lose weight or something and that takes like months at a time, which like I totally understand, but running is just like so much more immediate of like, wait, I can run a mile more tomorrow, or I can run a little bit faster tomorrow. And I think it's like that process of running that makes me believe in myself, and like literally I can prove to myself that I can do hard things. And so I think that's like the experience of a lot of people that have been getting into running. It's just like the best way that I feel like I can show myself I can accomplish things. And yeah, I also just really like running in general. I ran cross country in high school, so I was a very, very young teenager running too. Okay, these are all my chargers. I'm trying to figure out what to put in my carry-on because I don't really want to like take my carry-on out so often, but I guess I need to. Okay, this is all the stuff that I got for my like long flight things. So we'll see. Okay, how are you making friends outside of a school/work setting? Okay, I answered this in my last Work to Live Diaries video, the work from home day in my life. It's literally, I think like the last like probably 3 videos before this. I will link it. I will show you a screenshot here and I will link it in the description box. I talked about tips for remote work, but I also did specifically talk about how to make friends outside of work and school settings. What is your dream YouTube collaboration? I got 2 questions about this. I don't know, honestly. I feel like I've really scaled back in terms of even like seeking out and like wanting brand deals and money and stuff. I just felt like kind of exhausted from it the last couple of years that I just didn't want to make it a huge priority. But if I did have a dream YouTube collaboration, I think Coach would be one. I am obsessed with Coach and I have so many Coach bags and I want so many Coach things. So I'm gonna manifest some sort of partnership one day, or even just like PR from Coach. I love Coach. I wear my Brooklyn 28 bag all the time. I've been eyeing the Gramercy tote. I have the soft tabby. I really want like a leather jacket from Coach probably, and I really want loafers. I think they're called the Ella loafers. Yeah, I would say Coach is my dream collab, and it's not really like, I'm not really doing much to seek it out, but it would just be like such a cool experience, I think. So definitely Coach. What are some of your personal near-term goals? One that I have like basically secured is honestly just more partnerships than brand deals, like I just said. And that does include like a partnership with like a local gym or workout studio. That would be really cool. Here's the nail polish I'm bringing. My nails have been pretty bad, honestly. They've been breaking a lot, but I'm gonna bring Mother of Pearl, which I love, by Light Soccer. And then I'm also going to bring, ooh, I'm gonna bring this. LD from Olive and June. I love this color. And I actually haven't used it yet, so. Okay. Oh yeah, some of your near personal term goals. So I really want to manifest a partnership with like a workout studio or a gym in 2025. I think that would be like a huge accomplishment. Like I said, like health and fitness is such a big part of my life that I'm kind of like, if I could make a partnership in that way, that would be such a huge accomplishment. Okay, wait, I have my Garmin charger. I'm not bringing these. iPhone charger, laptop charger, micro USB. I hate how many chargers I need. And USB-C. Here's my charging bag. Okay, gym membership or studio partnership. I think other near personal goals, I would love to just continue planning my wedding and not be stressed about it because I haven't been stressed, which I'm thankful for. Yeah, I just like want to enjoy the wedding process. I know that's not really like a near term personal goal per se, but it's just like my probably like biggest priority outside of YouTube and work right now. So yes, I would love to do that. Those are probably my two biggest goals. Okay, dream vacation. Ooh. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about right now in terms of, I've been actually thinking about like where I really want to go while Thomas and I are honeymooning, because we are going to do a honeymoon since we're getting married towards the end of medical school. So we've been thinking about this, and I feel like my dream vacation is honestly like I think it's pretty cliche, but my dream vacation is like being in the middle of the ocean. Like I love swimming in the ocean. I would love to have like a swim out private cabana thing. I think that would be like my dream vacation. And then when I see all these influencers going on these like brand trips, I am literally so jealous and I'm like, I deserve that. But I would just love to have that so much. So I think for our honeymoon, we'll probably do something like that, like whether it's like Bali or somewhere that has a private hut where I can swim out into the ocean. That would be my dream vacation because it's like relaxing, it's beautiful, it still kind of feels like tropical. Oh my God, I need to download. Good thing I'm doing this now. How do you keep up with a 9-to-5 job when going through breakups, loss/hard things? Also a really good question. I think the like easy answer of how to get through your 9-to-5 when you're going through something hard is like blocking it all out. When I was going through a lot of stuff, especially back in 2021 and 2022, I worked so much. Like I was working overtime a lot because I didn't want to think about the stuff that was going on in my life. So yeah, I think that was just my way of coping. And then if I wasn't working, I was in therapy. So I just went through like, if you guys were watching my channel back in 2021, I was going through a lot of stuff. And then 2022 and 2023 is when I was in therapy. And it was during those 2 years, like 2021 through 2023, where I was working a lot. I was going into the office all the time. That was not even required. I just like chose to go in because it literally helped me like not think about my problems. But then when I was home, I was in therapy once a week for an hour, like talking through all the stuff that I was going through. And I like was going through a lot. In terms of like what I was going through, I know you guys are curious. I was basically just going through a lot of life changes, and a lot of my friends were moving away, and I felt like they were all moving away at once. And I was like kind of exploding with like Thomas starting medical school. Like I didn't know my personal place and kind of everything that I felt like was changing around me. And it was really hard. Wait, let me think. Hold on. Let me think of shows that I want to watch. I wish I had like a longer, more defined answer to this because I feel like it was really simple. It was literally just I was working a lot. But I feel like if you're asking this question, maybe you're having trouble working, and I would really suggest therapy or just someone that you can talk about your hard times with. And I would just choose a professional over like putting that baggage on like my friends and family, which I already did enough. So I would suggest therapy. Hopefully that will allow you to process and move forward from your hard times that you're having. But I hear you if you're having hard times, especially with like breakups and stuff. Like I just went through a friendship breakup. It really sucked. But I think honestly, I came out of it a lot stronger because I had gone through therapy in the past. And I just feel like I have the right tools and the right mindset now when it comes to relationships and friendships. So yeah, that's my answer. I'm here for you, and I hope you're doing okay. What advice would you give to someone that's growing their channel? Okay, I actually don't talk about this too much. I feel like I'm very like, just accept everything as it is, blah, blah, blah. I don't even really feel that qualified to talk about growing your channel because my channel hasn't grown like that much compared to other people that I know that have started around the same time and stuff. So I'm not exactly sure how qualified I am, but I would say if you're trying to grow your channel, what I usually did was I would look at like my top like dream influencers that I loved, or dream vloggers, dream creators, and I would watch their videos straight up, and then I would take notes about why I liked this video. One side about why I liked this video, like what made me feel attached to this creator, and then another side of like objectively, like what did they do in this video? Like how did they plan out the shots? Like how long were they talking for? How long was the B-roll for? And then I would kind of like dissect a finished product from like a very successful YouTuber in that way. And that's what made me feel more confident, because I was like mimicking that type of template, but then putting my own personality into it. And that's what I think ultimately makes my videos unique. It's just my own personality. And that's what hopefully you know too. But also for growing your channel, I think you just have to remind yourself that like objectively, people don't care about you. Like no one's gonna click on your video because of like a very generic title like day in my life, you know? You have to find a sweet balance of creating searchable content or making a really click-worthy thumbnail, no clickbait, but a very interesting title or a really well done thumbnail that would cause someone who has no idea who you are to click on your video. Because I think if you're trying to grow your channel, your biggest goal is literally to get views, and the only way to get views is to have people like look through their search bar or look through their homepage, see your video and say, I want to watch that. So that was the approach that I took for a really long time. I think I did like an okay job with it. I don't really think I was like, you know, the best, because I don't have 100,000 subscribers or something. But the more personal you are with the searchable content, and I would call myself like a slow burn creator, I feel so highly engaged and connected with my community that I feel like you guys actually care about like what's going on in my life, not just like the value of my work from home vlogs and stuff. So yeah, that's my biggest advice on that. Oh, I'm gonna download Severance. Wow, there's a lot of episodes of Severance. I can't wait to watch season 2. It's 10 episodes, that's not that bad. But each episode is like an hour long probably, you know? Okay, I'm downloading everything. Okay, what wedding traditions will you guys do? Bouquet toss, garter toss, father-daughter. I am probably not gonna do a garter toss. That just like makes me really deeply uncomfortable. So probably not that. And then father-daughter dance, yes, of course. I've actually been trying to find a song that would fit like me and my dad's relationship and stuff, which is really hard, but I have some contenders, so we're gonna do that. I don't know if I'm gonna do a bouquet toss. I just feel like it's like 50-50 these days. Like I feel like if anything, more people don't do it, so I'm not really sure. It's not really something that I like feel like I have to do. We'll see. And then other traditions, in terms of vows, we're still not sure about that. I honestly haven't made like crazy decisions like that. All I've been doing is trying to find and book vendors, and that's it. So I think once I do that, then I'll have a good idea of making other decisions. All right, I guess I'll just leave this pretty empty. Baby, it's okay. Baby. I've decided to not do a monthly plan with me. I literally just decided right now. But the thing is, we're just running out of time and I don't want to rush filming it. And to be honest, like there's not much to plan right now for April because I'm going to be gone for half of it. So it just doesn't make sense. Like it'd be me making a video just because for you guys. So what I'm going to do though, is I'm going to do a quarterly, like 2025 check-in goals video, because I think at that time, like it'll just make more sense. Like I can check in on my yearly goals and we can like talk about what my monthly goals are, but I'm not gonna make it an April plan with me because I'm not planning the next 2 weeks for like my goals. I'm just gonna travel and enjoy it. And the only thing I really did have to plan out was my content, which I guess I'll show you guys right here how Rella looks. Looking pretty good. The content is the only thing that I feel like I have to plan no matter what I'm doing, traveling or not, just because it's like, you know, my side thing. So, but I'm not working my 9-to-5 job for the next 2 weeks. Like I'm not going to be really working out that much. I'm just going to be in Korea with Thomas and his dad and a couple of our friends, maybe, and like just enjoying the travel. So I am not going to have a formal plan with me video in April. So I'm trying to finish up at least the last thing I wanted to do for my bullet journal, which is color the months, but I'll show you guys here because this will be in the beginning of the month anyways. Isn't it so pretty? Oh my God. Oh, I love it. I'm like sad that I won't be using this. I'm not even gonna bring this to Korea because I just know I'm not gonna use it. Like, why do I want to track my habits when I'm traveling? You know, I don't want to do that. So we'll check in and I'll show you guys this a little bit more formally on the 2025 quarterly, yearly goal check-in. And then follow me on my bullet journal Instagram because I'm gonna take pictures of this right before I leave. Like I know I can do that. It won't take me filming a whole video to accomplish that. So I will do that. And then actually what I was thinking was making a like static Instagram feed for like my April plan with me if I did want to post some sort of planning content. But I think honestly, maybe I'll just make it like Rella focused because it's realistically like the only type of like goal or thing I'm doing in the beginning of the month to prepare because I am traveling. So yeah, and then I think those are actually all of the questions. Where is your favorite spot to work that is not home or the office? Definitely just any coffee shop that has outlets and food. Recommendations to learn more about managing finances. Honestly, I don't listen to a lot of like financial advice content. I just have a budget that I maintain every single week. And I think that like at least financial transparency with yourself is like the very first easiest step in terms of managing your finances, because then you can see like how much you're making, how much you're bringing in, how much you're taking out, where you're saving. And I think like all the financial content, like that comes later. So I think the first step is really just having a budget. And then I think those are all the questions. Okay, well, I'm gonna finish off this video now. I finished packing, so that's why I'm coloring, because I finished everything. I showed you guys that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a very chatty Q&A, kind of chaotic, just not like your typical sit down Q&A, but I'm in Korea right now as you guys are watching this, just enjoying my life, and we'll get back to reality when I come back, but April's just gonna be so crazy because I'm traveling again for a bachelorette party after I come back from Korea. And then Thomas and I are going to a wedding after that. So April's just gonna be insane. That's why I put on my community tab to like not expect too much from me. I just like wanna live my life in April and I don't wanna be too stressed about setting high expectations. So yeah, okay, well, make sure you guys are subscribed if you're not already, and I will see you guys in a new video very soon. I'll see you guys in my next video, but until then, miss you already.